Repeat this miracle mantra from Jesus himself and see what happens next, because this is the most powerful law of attraction technique that exists in the entire world. It's the fastest and easiest technique that I'm aware of, and I've been studying this stuff day and night for the last 13 years. So just repeat this every night before sleeping and see what happens in your life. Now, this works for money, it works for love, for romance, for relationships. It works very well for health, for career success, and it works for specific things like a certain house, a car, and all the different types of desires that you have. If you're an entrepreneur, you are far more likely to become a millionaire by using this simple mantra. And if you're looking to attract a romantic relationship, improving the existing one, by practicing this little mantra, that's just 2 words, it will improve it all. If you're having health challenges, if you want to improve your health, this little 2-word mantra will change you on a cellular level and restore your well-being. This isn't a new age thing. If you go all the way back in the Bible, Jesus said, "To those that have, more is given, and to those that don't have, even that which they have will be taken away from them." And this isn't just Christianity. In the Quran, Abraham 14:7, it says, "Remember, your Lord proclaimed, 'I shall give you more if you are grateful. But if you are thankless, then surely my punishment is very great.'" That's 2 of the oldest spiritual texts saying pretty much the exact same thing. That when you're in a state of gratitude, more is given to you. And when you're not in a state of gratitude, even that is taken away from you. So Bob Proctor, he used to say something similar. He'd say that gratitude is the doorway to abundance. So complaining is a brick wall of poverty. And it's kind of strange how when we're in a state of complaining and we're focusing on what's missing, we always seem to find things wrong and we attract more of what we don't want. Wayne Dyer used to say that you can't get more of what you want by focusing on what's missing. And T. Harv Eker, he wrote the book Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. He had a term for it. It was called a crap magnet. So that when we are not in gratitude, we literally become crap magnets, right? You know what I mean? Maybe you could think of somebody. I remember I couldn't catch a break on YouTube. I was getting like 50 views on every single video. I had about 5,000 subscribers, and I was truly ready to give up. My mentor and I were discussing all of this. So I'm talking about what's missing and what's wrong and what hasn't happened yet. And he says, "Jake, when you complain about what's missing, the void in your life expands. When you complain about not having enough money, when you complain about how the world is unfair, how your job sucks, how your boss is a jerk, how you can't find true love, how all the good guys or good girls are taken, how it sucks that you're unhealthy and you're depressed. When you think like that, you receive more of it." So the dangerous thing is that negativity has accelerated in our world today. Since 2020, it's increased, and social media algorithms have been built to give more exposure to negative and outrageous things because they've done a bunch of psychological studies that proved those things are more shareable. So the more shareable it is, the more money social media and news companies make off of it. So the more negativity that is published and shared, the more outrageous and scary things, the more these companies make. And now it's everywhere. And if you're not careful, it can suck you in. But what if we just stop that darkness in its tracks and we flip the lights of gratitude on? So Jesus said, "Thank you, Father, that thou hearest me," right? Thank you that you hear me. The Quran says, "And if you should count the favors of Allah, you could not enumerate them." There's too many to count. And Buddha said, "Let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, hey, at least we didn't die. So let us be thankful." And King David, the father of King Solomon, who started in the Old Testament as a shepherd, it's the lowest class that anyone could possibly be in, he ended up being voted king. He spoke of giving thanks for the whole world, for everything between the heaven and between the earth. And the famous spiritual teacher Meister Eckhart, He said over 1,000 years ago, if the only prayer you ever say in your entire life is thank you, thank you, thank you, it will be enough. And this all really changed my life when I was talking to Bob Proctor, and he told me to make a list of 10 things that I was grateful for every single day, to take a photo of it on my phone to prove that I did it, and then text it over to him. Now, the funny thing is that it seems really easy, but there are days when you have trouble getting past number 2 or number 3. And this just means we're not in a state of having, of counting God's blessings, of not being in abundance. And as dozens of the greatest spiritual leaders and prophets taught us, a lack of gratitude manifests as a lack of abundance in your life. But what really trips me out is when you read the Bible and you see Jesus, he's performing all these miracles. He didn't have fancy techniques. He would just say, thank you. He would just say, thanks, God, that you're hearing me. Thanks that this is happening. Thanks that I moved this mountain and I healed this kid. He didn't beg. He didn't plead. He didn't even ask. He just said thanks that it was already happening, right? He didn't even ask for it. And Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches a great technique for manifesting. He says, if you can just ask, can I give thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet? That's how simple it is to manifest miracles in your life. But Jim Rohn, one of the greatest, he used to say, what's easy to do is easy not to do. So can you give thanks for the money before it's arrived? Can you focus on the money and prosperity you've had so far, even if it's not very much, and then just feel grateful for that, which puts you in a vibration of receiving more? So can you give thanks for the miracle of a new job or promotion? Can you feel the gratitude and joy of attracting your soulmate, even though it has not happened yet? You just remember, Jesus said to call to the mountain to move as though they have, and then they will. So even Albert Einstein said one of the things that on his last interview that he did, that he would give thanks to the world 100 times over per day. So what is the mantra that you need to repeat before bed when you wake up all day long? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, Meister Eckhart, he said, if your only prayer in your entire life is just to say thank you, it's going to be enough. So what I invite you to do is to repeat those words before you fall asleep. And once you start to feel a good momentum, then start visualizing specific miracles that you want to manifest. It might be a house, it might be a car, it might be health, relationship, financial success, it might be anything else. But as you repeat it, you say thank you. You're practicing visualizing exactly what you want while you do it. And this is what all the great spiritual masters did to make the mountains move in their lives and start to perform miracles. They didn't hope to perform a miracle. They didn't believe that perhaps maybe one day they could. They didn't even ask for the miracle. They thanked God. The miracle already happened. And that's exactly what you're going to do. So what I do is I turn on, I have a Success Hypnosis MP3. It's free. You can get it right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments in the description. Like 1 million people from all over the world have used it. And so what I do is I turn it on, I listen to it. While I'm listening to it and it's feeding me these subconscious reprogramming positive affirmations about my success and my manifestations, while I'm listening to it, I just repeat, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Then I flash the images of what I want onto the screen of my mind. And then I keep repeating, genuinely feeling grateful that it's already happened and that it's already here. And neuroscientists tell us that just before we fall asleep, our conscious mind totally shuts down. So we move into a new electrical activity of the brain. It's the theta brainwave pattern. So theta brainwaves are the state that you have to be in for meditation or hypnosis to work according to experts. So your brain automatically does this before you fall asleep. That means you have direct access to your subconscious mind where you can rewrite your belief systems. You can change yourself into the 2.0 version of you. And this is when you can make the mountains move. So when you listen to my success hypnosis, practice visualizing your desires as already manifested. Feel it, and then you just repeat, thank you, thank you, thank you. So you can comment that down below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can ask yourself whether it's working or not from that simple question. Can I give thanks for a future that has not been made manifest yet? So thank you for being here, my beautiful friend. Wishing you an awesome day. If you enjoy this video, be sure to check out the other one. I'll click it right here so you can watch it now. Hit the like, subscribe, bell notification. Give me a comment down below that says thank you, thank you, thank you. And be sure to check out my free success hypnosis right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com.